What's going on, guys? TTL here. Going to be going over my top 4 NBA props for today. It's January 22nd, 2025. Thank you guys so much for all the love. Make sure you hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, as we're going to continue growing. I've been uploading almost every single day, so I do appreciate that. As always, you can sign up to Shuffle using code TTL, get a $1,000 deposit match, and you can sign up to Underdog using code TTL and get up to $1,000 in bonus cash and a free month of VIP on top of that. So again, you just use code TTL. It's just 3 letters, TTL, up to $1,000 in bonus cash, and you get a free month of VIP for both Shuffle and for Underdog. I'm gonna do a few things. So first, we're gonna review some of yesterday's picks from VIP. Second, we're gonna give 2 free money lines that I'm loving for Shuffle today. And then 3, we're going to go over the props, the 4 props that I'm loving on Underdog. So, first of all, we're going to go over the picks from yesterday. We absolutely went crazy. We hit a $500 2.25x here to win 1125. And then we hit a 5.39x, $400 to 2166. Absolutely killing it. Again, you can use code TTL on all platforms. Over on Shuffle today for the 2 money lines, I'm taking the Timberwolves at minus 145, and then I am taking the Atlanta Hawks at minus 145 as well. Both of these should be pretty easy matchups. The Timberwolves are versus the Mavs, and then the Hawks are versus the Pistons. The Pistons had a great outing yesterday, but they had a ton of run. All of their key players had a lot of usage, and I think they're going to be worn out on the back to back tonight. So I'm loving this. Let's lock it in. And let's go ahead and get into our picks for today. And I may be wrong. I'm trying to think. I'm actually going to look it up real quick. Was the Pistons game last night or was it the night before? It may not be a back to back. Either way, I still like the Hawks today. Yeah, it wasn't a back to back, but they did kill the Rockets by 11 points. But I still like the Hawks either way. I just thought it was a back to back for some reason. But I did want to correct myself because I thought about it and I was like, I don't want to give incorrect information. Not a back to back, but I still think the Hawks win. They're minus 145, and they've been playing fairly well recently. But I got all of those picks from Sleeper over on the website I made, predictiveprofits.ai, and I basically just go from hit rate, top hit rate to lowest, and I was able to craft that 4 pick for 5x very easy in like 3 minutes. Amazing tool, guys. You can use code TTL50 and get half off your first week or month. But let's go ahead and get into this. That's one of our top picks of the day, the top pick on here. So we're going to take John Collins. Over 12.5 points is what I'm liking the most. The 0.94x, but that's okay. We can leave a little bit of slack here. This should be his first game back, I believe. The Jazz have been riddled with tons of injuries this whole season, pretty much. But we're going to go ahead and head over to Predictive Profits. Let's take a look at this. John Collins, we can see the points is 13.5 on most sports books, and it has an 85% hit rate over on sports books as well. So when we click this, we can see his last game was January 4th. So it's his first game back. We're going to go ahead and look. We can see the Thunder's defense. They are first in the league for least amount of points allowed, only allowing 103.5 points per game. But I don't think that's going to cause any issues. We have him projected for almost 18 points today. And again, an 85% projected hit rate, which is just phenomenal. He's hit this in 4 of his last 5. He's hit it in 9 of his last 10, and he's hit it in 23 of 27 this season. And it actually gets even better because we're getting it at 12.5, not 13.5, which bumps that up to 25 of 27, a 92.6% hit. That's 5 of last 5, 10 of last 10, and 25 of 27 this season. So it is his first game back. They may not use him as much as they typically would, but I feel like the Jazz are just going to be happy to have some of their key players back. And I think that John Collins is going to lead the charge tonight. I think he's going to get plenty of field goal attempts, just the same as he did before leaving. He had 16, 13, 10, 11, 12, 12. I think he should easily get double digit field goal attempts just coming back, as long as nothing goes wrong. So I'm loving this line. Let's go ahead and take it. John Collins over 12.5. Let's move on to our second play of the day, which is going to be Chris Dunn. We're going to take Chris Dunn under 15.5 PRA versus the Celtics. This is a great matchup to take the under on. Go ahead and search him up. Chris Dunn. We can see the PRA 15.5, a 76.21% hit rate here. And when we click on it, we can see he's cashed the under in 4 of his last 5. He's cashed the under in 9 of his last 10. And he's cashed the under in 30 of 42 games this season. So he's cashed the under majority of games this season. If you want to make it a little bit easier to cash, the alt lines are going to come out. You can take the under 17.5, under 18.5, and you can see it drastically drops the amount of games, especially that 17.5 to 18.5 there. But even at 15.5, that's where I am personally taking it at. We can see the Boston Celtics defense. They're great at not allowing many points. They're 6th in the league. They're great at not allowing many assists. They're 5th in the league. The only thing they allow a lot of is rebounds. They are 22nd in the league for rebounds allowed, allowing 53 per game. But with that all being said, that's all in our calculations. That's all in the simulations. And we can see we have him projected for 10.5 ERA today and a projected hit rate of 76.21% on the under. So I'm loving the Chris Dunn under today. Unders do not scare me, guys. You have to look at the stats. Unders hit just as often, if not more, than the overs do. But for some reason, there's this stigma that people have against unders. People hate betting on unders, and that's why a lot of people don't do that. They just have this bad stigma. I will take an under if the stats point to the under. So you'll see in my videos as well. I take a lot of unders. Actually, the next pick even, Julius Randle, under 1.5 3-points made. Loving that prop today. Go take a look at it. Under 1.5 3-points made, 73.65% hit rate. We take a look. The Mavericks, 8th in the league for least amount of 3-pointers allowed per game. They only allow 13 per game. We have him projected for 1.2, which is barely under that 1.5 line. But when you look at the percentage difference, right, that's like a 20% difference between his line and the projection. And he would have to get 2 for it to actually go over as well. So I'm loving this. He's going under in all 5 of his last 5. He's going under in all 10 of his last 10. And he's going under in, 28 of 43 games this season with an average of 0.4. So he hasn't been shooting many up lately either. I'm loving the under here. Julius Randle under 1.5 3-pointers made. There's not much else to say about this pick really, other than I'm loving the under 1.5 3-points made. And then last but not least, we're going to take Miles Bridges. I'm loving this pick today. We're going to take the over 18.5 points. Now, this should be back up very shortly. I just posted the VIP plays like 30 minutes ago. So sometimes when people are waking up and they're starting to take the plays, Underdog will take the line down for a little bit, just review it, make sure it doesn't need to be bumped, and then they'll put it back up. But 18.5 points should be back up by the time this video is posted probably. But Miles Bridges over 18.5 points, 73.21% hit rate on this one. We can take a look. He's hitting all 5 of his last 5. He's hitting 9 of his last 10. And he's hitting 16 of 26 this season, which is only a 61% hit rate. But calculating how he's hit 9 of his last 10, and he's been having a huge amount of usage, 17 attempts, 16, 32 field goal attempts, 16, 14, 17, 15, 16, 15, 15. We can see a pretty steady, consistent 14 to 16 field goal attempts per game, which should be easy for him to hit that 18.5 line. We have him projected for just under 20 points in this matchup, and he's versus the Grizzlies, who are 22nd out of 30th for points allowed per game, allowing almost 115 points per game. I'm loving this lineup. Miles Bridges over 18.5 points to round out our 4 pick. So those are going to be the 4 free picks for today. Again, I'm taking the Hawks money line versus the Pistons, and then the Timberwolves money line versus the Mavericks as well to round out those 2 money lines as well. So let's lock in today. Let's go 2-0 on the money lines. Let's go 4-0 on the free props. And again, guys, if you guys are liking the videos, make sure you hit that thumbs up button, share some love in the comments, and hit that subscribe button. If you're interested in VIP, it's just $20 a month, and the link is in the pinned comment down below. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.